Off-road warriors assemble. Today we've got a battle between two of the most iconic SUVs in off-road history. In one corner, the all-new 2025 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium, fresh off a 15-year generational nap. In the other, the electrified legend, the 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited 4xe Willys 41, armed with plug-in hybrid power and a legacy that stretches back to World War II. Who dominates the trails and tarmac in 2025? Stick around. This one gets dirty. History and legacy. Let's start with what makes these two SUVs special. The Jeep Wrangler isn't just a vehicle. It's an icon. Its lineage traces straight back to World War II. It's got solid axles, a folding windshield, and a look that's barely changed in 80 years. Meanwhile, the Toyota 4Runner, while younger, has carved out its own legacy. Since 1984, it's been Toyota's answer to serious off-road performance blended with daily driver reliability. And while the Wrangler screams heritage, the 4Runner's been quietly evolving until now. What's new for 2025? This year, Toyota finally dropped the long-awaited 6th-generation 4Runner, the first full redesign since 2010. That's right, the 5th gen stuck around for 15 years and still sold like crazy. Over 100,000 hours cheap, units moved per year for most of the last decade. The 2025 model brings a whole new look, turbocharged power, and modern tech, while staying true to its rugged roots. The Jeep Wrangler 4xe Willys 41, on the other hand, is Jeep's way of blending tradition with electrification. The 4X is a plug-in hybrid, giving you that silent EV torque and better mileage, at least on paper, while still rock-crawling. Like a champ. But how do they stack up in the real world? On-road performance. Let's face it, most of your time in these SUVs will be on pavement. So, how do they behave around town? Here, the 4Runner runs away with the win. It feels composed, refined, and much more modern. The ride is smoother, the steering is sharper, the infotainment is huge, and the cabin is quieter and roomier. It feels like a truck built for the 2020s. Because it is. The Jeep, though? Well, it's still very much a Wrangler. 2 solid axles, removable doors, a roof that comes off, and a windshield that folds flat. Great for Moab, not so great for freeway phone calls. Wind noise at 75 mph is, let's say, immersive. Still, the 4xe's hybrid punch surprised us. With 375 horsepower and 470 lb-ft of torque, it launches harder than it has any right to. It actually hits 60 mph in just 5.4 seconds. Wild for a Jeep. The 4Runner? We tested the non-hybrid iForce turbo version, which gets 278 HP and 300 lb-ft. It's no slouch, especially with the new 8-speed auto, but it's not touching the Jeep in straight-line speed. Test track stats. At the track, the numbers tell a clear story. Wrangler 4xe 0-60 in 5.4 sec, quarter mile in 13.9 sec at 98.6 mph. 4Runner 0-60 in 7.8 sec, quarter mile in 15.9 sec at 89.3 mph. But when it's time to stop, the Toyota claws back some ground. The Wrangler took 149 feet to stop from 60 mph. The 4Runner just 127 feet. That's over a car length of difference. Why? Well, the Jeep's off-road BF Goodrich KO2s aren't built for panic stops, while the Toyota's Falcon Wildpeak ATs offer a bit more compromise. Handling and daily drive. Neither of these is a corner carver, but the Toyota again feels more planted and precise. On our Figure 8 test, the 4Runner completed the loop in 28.0 seconds with 0.72 Gyrant of grip. The Wrangler, 28.1 seconds with the same grip, but it felt wobbly and vague through transitions. Our verdict? For anything involving pavement, commuting, road trips, Costco runs, the 4Runner is the clear choice. Off-road performance. All right, enough mall crawling. Let's hit the dirt. We took both SUVs to a rugged trail near Wrightwood, California, full of mud, ruts, rocks, and tight climbs. Surprisingly, the 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium felt planted and confident. It ate up the terrain with ease, thanks to its multi-terrain select system, locking rear diff, and excellent ride tuning. The Jeep? It was louder, rougher, and less controlled, especially at speed. But when we slowed down and tackled technical sections, its heritage started to shine. The solid axles, crawl ratios, and that hybrid torque let it claw up most challenges. That said, it did get hung up twice on obstacles a Rubicon would have walked over. Without the Rubicon's front locker or disconnecting sway bar, the Willys 41 had to muscle through, and it showed. Design flaws and insights. One funny detail: the 4Runner TRD Off-Road comes with a big plastic chin spoiler for aerodynamics. A Toyota designer actually DM'd us on Instagram and said, "Yeah, take that thing off for serious trails." Fortunately, it's soft and removable. Despite its street-focused look, the 4Runner surprised us. With the right driver, it pulled through some serious obstacles with poise. The Jeep looked the part, and on different tires or in Rubicon trim it would have likely conquered more. But that just wasn't the trim we had. Price and value. So what's all this off-road gear cost you? The 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium we tested, $57,600. The Jeep Wrangler 4xe Willys, $41,000, a whopping $69,100. And that's with nearly every option box ticked. Even if we had the hybrid 4Runner, the price would have only jumped to around $60,000, still cheaper than the Jeep. So, after a full day on the road and in the dirt, here's the bottom line. The 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4xe Willys, $41,000, and the 2025 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium aren't just two off-road SUVs, they're two totally different approaches to what it means to be an adventurer in 2025. The Jeep is raw, electric-infused, and deeply connected to its roots. You sit upright, hear every stone under the tires, and feel every nuance of the trail. If you're looking for something that feels like an extension of a bygone era, with a touch of futuristic torque, the 4xe Willys 41 scratches that itch. But let's be honest, it's not for everyone. The hybrid drivetrain is quick, sure, but the on-road manners are still rough. It's loud on the highway, clunky in daily use, and it's very expensive, almost luxury SUV expensive. Plus, without the Rubicon's full arsenal, sway bar disconnects, front locker, better tires, the Willys trim didn't quite live up to its badge on the trail. Now, flip the script. The new 4Runner is proof that Toyota was listening. After 15 years, they gave us a proper evolution, refined, rugged, and ready for whatever. It's not a copy of the old model, it's better, more comfort, more capability, more tech, and while it might not have the same heritage charm as the Wrangler, it performed better in almost every real-world metric, especially when it came to braking, ride comfort, and daily usability. It felt more confident, more planted, and less like a compromise. The verdict? If your weekends are all about Moab, rock gardens, and slow crawling, and you want the full off-road lifestyle, the Wrangler still has a place, but probably in Rubicon form, not this Willys. But if you're looking for something that can handle trails and take the family to soccer practice or commute through traffic without making you feel like you live in a tent, the 4Runner's the smarter pick, especially at nearly $12,000 less. So this time, the win goes to Toyota for giving us a fresh take on an old legend that's finally ready for the future. Which one would you take home? Techie hybrid Wrangler or refined new 4Runner? Drop your pick in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more off-road deep dives every week.